Yo, what is up y'all? My name is Devin and today we're gonna be getting into if you should choose female or male when you're inputting when you're doing your caloric intake for if you want to bulk, recomp, or lose weight cut essentially, right? But before we get into that, make sure if you're new here, new as in not subscribed, we're on the road to 4K. All you guys who are watching this and you're not subscribed, all you gotta do is subscribe, help me the fuck out, I would really appreciate it. Please stop doing construction like right now. Oh my god, okay. This question was brought to my attention. A bunch of people on Instagram are always messaging me. They're like, Devin, I'm trying to figure out what my caloric intake should be, but when I go to the websites, when they're asking for female or male, I'm not too sure which answer to plug in, right? And the answer is super simple, and I'm gonna get into why it is super simple, so let's go, okay? The answer is super simple. I just said that 5 times. I'm gonna say it again. I just said it, I'm gonna say it, okay? If you are on testosterone and your testosterone level is within that of an if your testosterone level is within that of a average cis male, you can Google it, I'll tell you right now. That's between, I believe, 350 and 900 nanograms per deciliter. If you're within that threshold of that of a cis male, go ahead and input male into the calorie calculator, okay? If you're not on testosterone or your testosterone dose is not putting you within the levels of a cis male, I would say at your own will. Obviously, whatever I'm saying, it's not gonna fucking bind your body like Ella Enchanted to put in female into the thing. And it's not because Devin is a trans medicalist captain, you're not valid and all that shit. You're valid no matter what you do. I literally am just doing this from the aspect of trying to get you guys the best results possible and trying to keep it always 100 and put out the best information out there. I have seen some personal trainer trans guys answer this question. People have asked them before, like, do I put female or male into the calorie calculator? And then they just go, oh, as long as you identify as male, then you put male. And that's simply not the case. There's a whole lot more that goes into it versus your validity. You're valid no matter like how you identify. We obviously know that at this point, okay, that's like kindergarten level of understanding and knowledge, right? But when it comes to reaping results, thank you for sticking with me so far. Let's continue onward. So the reason why you would put male if you're on testosterone is because testosterone, as we all know, is an androgenic anabolic compound, not necessarily a steroid if you're not using it as a steroid. So if you're injecting yourself with that testosterone, you're within that natural range. It is going to cause a massive output in the gym for yourself. I'm talking more strength, more endurance, just overall more athleticism, which is going to cause more of an energy output, which is going to require more of a caloric intake, right? If you, on the flip side of that, do not have that testosterone with your body, this is like a generalization, right? Let me put this disclaimer out there before I say anything else. Obviously, there are cis males who have lower testosterone. We're aware of this. Obviously, there are cis females who have higher testosterone. Not of a cis male, but just as compared to the other women, they have higher testosterone, right? There are going to be men with shitty work ethics that may not be utilizing their testosterone properly, and there are women who work way harder than men. Like Steffi Cohen, for example. I'll put a picture over here. Like, whether she's on gear or not, she still looks awesome, okay? So what I'm saying is that what I'm saying is a very standard baseline generalization, if you will, which we kind of have to make in this situation. Your results, if you're on testosterone, if you're not pushing yourself, you're not going to see results. If you're not on testosterone and you are pushing yourself, you will see results. It comes down to your output at the end of the day. When you're on testosterone, your output is higher, your strength is higher, the amount of reps you're able to complete, just your intensity, everything is overall higher, okay? This is why people use testosterone as an anabolic compound, okay? The flip side of that is if you're not on testosterone, 9 times out of 10, your strength is lower, the amount of reps, sets, all of that you're able to complete is 9 times out of 10 lower, and you're just not outputting the same level of energy. Therefore, you do not need the same level of calories to sustain your body, okay? So if you're not on testosterone and you were to input male into the calorie calculator and say that your goal was to cut, right? You have now put yourself in a situation. In order to complete your goal to cut weight, you would need to be in a caloric deficit, right? But because you have put male into the calculator, you're not gonna be in a caloric deficit. You have a lower basal metabolic rate. So metabolic rate is, like when people say, I have a slow metabolism, I have a fast metabolism, at the end of the day, that has to do with your muscle mass in relation to fat cells, right? So if you do have higher muscle mass, you're gonna have a higher metabolism, if you will. So if you did grow up developing puberty-wise without testosterone, most of the time you're gonna have a lower, you're just gonna have less muscle in your frame, which is gonna lead to a lower basal metabolic rate, aka a slower metabolism. Now, if you are calculating your calories, it's always gonna be dependent upon your basal metabolic rate. This is very important to understand. Your gender, your age, your height, your activity levels, and just your experience with training overall is all gonna go into how much fucking food you're putting into your face hole, okay? Back to the main point I was making, if you are not yet on testosterone, testosterone and you want to cut and you're putting male into calorie calculator, it's going to think, unless it's AI, it's not going to think. So you look like a fucking idiot, Devin. It's just gonna calculate. It's not gonna think. It does not have free will. This person has for right now, has the biology of a male, so I'm gonna assign them, for example, 2,000 calories to cut, okay? This is gonna help this person lose weight. But in reality, what you would really need to cut, for example, is 1,800 calories. So because you input male, it gave you, for example, 2,500 calories, and you actually need 2,000 calories to cut, you will not be seeing results. So that's what it comes down to. The other way that this is super important is because of nutrient partitioning. So testosterone, insulin, all of these hormones essentially are responsible for nutrient partitioning, right? So if you just trained, you went balls to the wall at the gym, you go home, you eat your carbs, your protein, your veggies, you eat your meal essentially, right? And you didn't train that hard because you're not on testosterone, you were not able to train. Most of the time, like I say, there are outliers. I'm so afraid you guys are gonna get like upset at me for saying this. This is my job, I gotta tell you guys the truth. So you didn't put out that energy level at the gym, and then you're feeding yourself all these calories, carbs, protein, all these extra macronutrients. At the end of the day, your body's gonna have no use for them, so it will be stored as fat, as opposed to if you did train balls to the wall, if you did go hardcore as fuck, you did break that muscle down, your body was stored as glycogen and stored as simply muscle tissue. It would send nutrition to that muscle fiber saying, hey, you were just broken down, we need to repair you, go ahead and take these macronutrients, okay? That's how nutrient partitioning works. These are all things that are affected by whether you're on hormones or not. So we're reaching the end of this finally, okay? Goddamn. So this is what we're gonna go ahead and gather from this video, okay? Like I said, you're still valid. It's not a determining factor. You're not misgendering yourself, anything like that. It's simply from a bodybuilding and health standpoint, okay? So if you guys have any questions whatsoever, like deadass, because I understand this is a touchy subject, you guys wanna know a whole lot more about it, please don't hesitate. You can DM me, you can DM me on Instagram, or you can comment down below, that's fine. Like I said, my goal with this video is not to like invalidate anyone. You're valid no matter what. It was just really to get the proper info out there. And a lot of guys, at the end of the day, like if someone is asking you, they're a trans guy, I'm not on T, should I input female or male into the calorie calculator, they'll think a whole lot more into it than it really requires. And they'll be like, I don't want this guy to think that I'm invalidating him, so I'm just gonna tell him put male. And that's not what's gonna yield you the most results. And like I said, I'm never gonna pull shit out of my ass. I'm never gonna lie. You already know what time it is. If you're interested in personal training, online coaching, meal plans, or training plans, go ahead and email me, devindoescoaching@gmail.com. It is in the description below. If you're interested in these awesome ass glasses, I'm handsome without glasses. I sometimes think about getting contacts, but then I have this awesome ass glasses sponsorship, so why would I? I don't know, I can't tell, but I think it adds character, I guess, a little bit. If you're interested in these glasses, go ahead and hit the link in the description down below. Use my code DEVIAN50 to get 50% off. Follow me on Instagram. The tag, I believe, is over here. The cap is over here, okay? That is the video, y'all. Like I always say, Devin loves you, Devin's a Don, and Devin is out of here, boy.